The meanest things people were ever told. Some words last forever, not because they were loud, but because they hit at exactly the wrong moment. Story 1. I'm just laughing, having a normal moment. Nothing special, just being human, enjoying myself. Then this girl is laughing too. Vibes seem good, everything chill, and out of nowhere she turns, looks straight at me and goes, "Oh my God, you're so ugly." Like, what? No warning, no joke setup, just straight disrespect dropped in the middle of a good time. And the worst part, it rewires your brain a little. Suddenly, every time you laugh after that, there's this tiny voice in the background going, "Do I look stupid right now? Do I look ugly?" Even 7 years later, that moment pops up uninvited, like a bad commercial you can't skip. Little moment for them, core memory for you. Imagine ruining someone's laugh for sport. That's villain behavior. Story 2. It's 1973, Saturday morning, and I'm getting ready to take the SAT. Big day, nerves already jangling, pencils sharpened, stomach doing backflips. I tell my dad I can't help out because I've got the test, and instead of a good luck, he hits me with, "Don't bother. You're too stupid for college. You should just be a waitress." And I'm standing there like, did he really just say that? Because when you're young, your parents' words carry weight, like they're the final verdict on who you're allowed to become. That comment doesn't just sting in the moment. It plants this nasty little seed of doubt that whispers, maybe he's right. But here's the thing, life has a funny way of proving people wrong. Plenty of folks who were told they weren't college material went on to build solid, meaningful lives anyway. Still, that Saturday, whew. Imagine rooting against your own kid on test day. That's cold. Story 3. I'm standing there during the breakup, emotions already raw, heart pounding, trying to hold it together, and she throws out that classic low blow. No one would have you. And for a second, it sticks, because when someone you loved says that, it hits deeper than a stranger's insult. Your brain starts whispering, what if she's right? But then life keeps moving. Years roll by. You build yourself up, find someone who actually sees your value, and suddenly, that old sentence starts looking real small in the rearview mirror. Fast forward 20 plus years, she's had 4 relationships crash and burn. You've been with your partner for 17 solid years. That's not revenge, that's proof. Funny how the person who said nobody would want you ended up being the one nobody could keep. Story 4. Oh, man. This one cuts in a quiet, surgical way. I'm sitting there with my grandma. Last conversation we ever have, mind you, trying to soak in the moment, be present, be a good grandkid. Then she looks at me and goes, real calm, real matter of fact. It must be so difficult given your cousins are all more successful than you. And I just blink. Like, excuse me? Because in my head, I'm running the receipts. I beat alcoholism. I fought through trauma. I clawed my way back to stability. I got 2 master's degrees. 2. That ain't luck, that's grit, late nights, tears, caffeine, and stubbornness. But apparently, none of that counts if there's no ring on my finger and no baby on my hip. Whew, that shit stung in a very specific way. Not loud, not dramatic. Just that slow burn in your chest where you're thinking, so that's how you measure me? Dang, survived addiction, built a life, earned degrees, and the scoreboard still says 0 because you didn't reproduce. Wild system. Story 5. I just found out I'm pregnant, heart racing, mind spinning, whole life flashing and fast forward, scared, excited, confused, all of it at once. Then I tell the father, probably hoping for at least a little support, maybe a deep breath and a, we'll figure this out. Instead, he looks at me and goes, you know you're not keeping it, don't you? Not, what do you want to do? Not, how are you feeling? Just a command. Like, my body was a group project he thought he controlled. And in that moment, you feel the disrespect more than anything. The assumption that your choice didn't matter, that your voice was optional. But then comes the plot twist I love. Spoiler alert, you kept the baby and got rid of him. That's the kind of ending that deserves a slow clap, because it flips the whole power dynamic. He tried to make a decision for you, and you made one for yourself. Baby stayed. Dead weight didn't. Story 6. I'm in the back, Hands wet, scrubbing dishes, minding my business. I hear the bell, maybe, so I shut the water off and hustle up front. Before I even get there, this guy's already yelling like the building's on fire. Hello? Is there anyone here? I apologize. Keep it professional. Do the whole customer service routine. We get through the transaction, everything normal, until the goodbye. Want your receipt? No, but your number would be nice. And right there, my internal alarm goes ding, ding, ding. So I keep it polite, keep it firm. Best I can do is a receipt. Then he keeps pushing. Oh, come on, too good to get coffee with someone like me after work. And now my survival instincts kick in because I'm alone at work, and this man isn't taking no for an answer. So I set the boundary. I don't date customers. That should be the end of the story. Normal people take the hint and leave. Instead, he flips the switch. Well, f you too. You're not even that attractive. You're just a fat-ass bitch. Go back to the back and slit your wrists because you're f***ing ugly. I was just trying to be nice. Like, sir, that ain't being nice. That's rage because you didn't get what you wanted. And the wildest part? That insult wasn't about your looks. It was about his ego getting bruised. Some people hear no and interpret it as a personal attack, so they try to tear you down on the way out. Nothing says, I was just being nice, quite like telling someone to harm themselves. Real gentleman behavior. Story 7. I'm out at a bar with my cousin, just vibing, catching up, having drinks, thinking it's a good night. He's younger, so I'm probably feeling a little proud to hang out, keep the family bond going. Then out of nowhere, he turns to me and says, "You're not a real, you're adopted." And everything just pauses, like the music's still playing, glasses still clinking, but inside your head, it goes dead silent. In the moment, you brush it off. Play it cool. Maybe laugh it away because you don't want to make a scene. But later, your girlfriend sits you down and goes, "Nah, that wasn't a joke. That was heavy." And that's when it sinks in. Because adoption already carries questions. Where do I belong? Am I fully part of this family? And that one sentence pokes directly at that nerve. Cutting him off after that makes sense. Some lines, once crossed, change the relationship permanently. Family isn't defined by DNA, but disrespect will definitely rewrite the guest list. Story 8. I'm just existing, minding my business, and then my own mother drops this casual little grenade. The doctors thought you had Downs and wanted me to abort you. Sometimes I wish I'd listened, and I just freeze, like, hold on, did you just say you regret me being alive? Out loud? On purpose? Because that's not discipline. That's not frustration. That's not tough love. That's a full-body emotional haymaker from the one person who's supposed to be your safe place. Then fast forward to the MIL, texting every few days like a broken alarm clock. You look terrible. You need to eat more. Your body is the problem. Meanwhile, you're over here dealing with actual medical issues. Advanced disc degeneration, real pain, real fatigue, and instead of support, you're getting commentary like you're a malfunctioning appliance. Little you probably absorbed that first sentence like poison. Big you now. Probably just tired, bone tired. Yeah, it's not that you're not a fan of mothers. It's that some mothers said things no kid should ever hear. Story 9. I'm in my early 40s, grown adult, bills paid, life moving along, and she's had a little too much wine. You know how folks get loose with the truth when the glass keeps refilling. Then she leans back and casually drops it. Do you know why we adopted you? All of our friends were having kids and we needed one to keep up. And I just blink, like, hold on, run that back. Because suddenly, all the memories start lining up like dominoes. No hugs, no warmth, just cold rules, harsh words, punishment that never matched the crime. I spent decades wondering, what did I do wrong? Why don't they love me the same way other parents love their kids? Then boom, one sentence. Everything makes sense at the exact same time. And that realization hits different. It's not loud crying, not screaming. It's that slow, heavy feeling in your chest like, oh, so I was never the child. I was the accessory. Well, damn, that explains the whole movie. Story 10. I'm already 2 weeks deep into losing my brother, still in that fog where time feels weird, sleep's all messed up, emotions sitting right under the surface. Then I break up with my ex, trying to move on, trying to get some peace. And out of nowhere, my phone lights up with this text. "No wonder your brother killed himself." And I just stare at the screen, like, did you really just type that? Did you really add a smiley? That's the kind of message that makes the room feel colder for a second. Not because you believe it, but because you realize how low someone's willing to go when they're angry. It's less about the insult and more about the shock of seeing that level of cruelty up close. And honestly, the fact you recognized she was batshit insane and just venting shows a lot of clarity. You didn't internalize it. You clocked it for what it was, a person lashing out in the ugliest way possible. Yeah, that wasn't heartbreak talking. That was character revealing itself in 12 words. Thanks for being here and listening to these stories with me. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like and consider subscribing for more content like this. Your support means a lot, and I can't wait to share the next set of stories with you. See you in the next one.